We're live.
We're live?
Yeah.
Is that
Let's
live?
get together.
That's a little box. That's what she
Hello? 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 Miss LA?
Sniffing.
Hello? Remember that from the 80s?
What?
Miss LA?
Yeah.
That's
I
all.
went to see her. She opened up for MC Hammer.
Who?
Miss LA.
No, MC Hammer.
Yeah, but Miss LA, she opened for MC Hammer at Thompson Bowling.
Who is?
And the concert started. She was like, hello, hello, Miss LA, hello, hello. And I was like, okay.
That's cute.
Yeah. I went and saw MC Hammer 3 years in a row.
I saw Baja Men.
Badgerman.
Who left
I saw
it all
Michael
back?
Jackson.
The Badgerman.
Saw Michael Jackson, and I
I gotta
saw.
share this.
I'll share it on our page. It don't matter. Hello, friends. We are at Elst.
We are at Elst.
Where else would we be?
Where
why
else
do I make
would
that
we
joke
be?
every time?
Yeah.
Ba-da. We
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
are here because
I don't
Alex
get paid till 8 o'clock.
Are they performing? Are your class?
My class,
mates performing?
tonight is their first performance.
Woohoo.
We might actually have a couple guests on the show.
Ooh, okay.
I told the student, I was like, if you get here early, come.
Very cool. But Alex is doing his class, so of course we're back at Elst because this is a great little starter for them.
It is good, yeah, because
Very
not usually
instant.
much of a crowd.
Very, very
Yeah,
easy.
usually
start.
they're doing the comedy for the class
Yes.
themselves, like
Yeah.
the other students.
And they're all scared to death. I've got 8 out of 9 are brand new this
They're all
this time.
horrified.
Except for Ray. Ray's
We're
the
gonna
only.
heckle you.
Is Ray going to MC it? He's fearless, though.
Ray is.
He's fearless.
He
I
really
mean,
is.
I'm not. I've got a lot of fear when he goes up on stage, but
Yeah.
he's fearless.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's completely fearless.
Yeah, he scares me.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm trying to get this to
I'm
share.
feeling
You guys
feisty.
keep talking while
You
I do
are
this.
feeling feisty. You've
I don't
been.
know why.
Well, she didn't even get a spicy beer.
I've had a terrible day.
I'm
But that's
sorry.
okay.
That does make me very sad.
Hey guys, I also want to throw out a disclaimer.
Hey.
If you hear
We're live on
any
YouTube.
music,
Hey, I can hear us.
yeah, we're not that far on delay either. If you hear
Trayson!
our favorite ethnic person,
Hi, my
yay, Trayson. If you hear any music in the background, we do not own any of the rights to it. It just happens to be music in the background, so we would need to say that for YouTube. Just to get that out of the way, we do not own any of the rights to any of the music that's being played on the show today.
We do not.
We currently do not have any guests, but we may have some of his students from his class drop in and visit us on the show today. Kayla, what are you drinking?
Coffee lager.
It's way over there.
It is, sorry.
It's a coffee lager,
Coffee lager.
which is actually really nice. Light like a lager with a nice
Coffee note.
definitive though. Like it's not even a hint. Like it's
That
coffee.
looks pretty.
It does.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It tastes like, I mean, it's a solid coffee lager.
Yep.
That's a coffee lager.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's one
Yeah,
of my
you'd
favorites
like
from
it.
them. It's become
You'd
one of my
actually
go-tos.
like it.
It looks
As
pretty.
far as a lager goes, and
It
coffee.
looks like a hazy IPA from here.
Oh, we're going to talk about some of that too that me and Kayla had last night. I am drinking just the regular light lager. It's called Scruffy Light, and it's just a fantastic, easy drinking lager.
Yeah.
You drinking Dr. Drew?
Dr. Dew? Is it Drew or Dew?
Mountain Drew. It's
Mountain
Drew.
Drew. Yeah, Mountain Drew.
Yeah,
That's what I am having.
very good.
I told Weston in there, I was like, give me something low gravity.
There you go.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Well, Ritterfest, by the way, if you guys got to see our pictures that
Not
I
John
posted.
Ritterfest.
Not John
Could
Ritterfest.
you
He's
imagine
dead.
a full festival about John
It's just
Ritter?
it's just Three's Company and everybody's dressed
Take a
up
knock at my door.
as somebody from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is dead.
All right.
I'm dead?
No, John
John
Ritter.
Ritter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But was a blast. This is the first annual Ritterfest out at Schultzbrow, and it was really cool to have a Renaissance fair in a castle.
It's true. It was actually really badass.
It was
It
badass.
It was awesome. When we got there on Friday, we ended up not doing the whole weekend, but we got there Friday, and it was kind of rainy, kind of just little scattered showers still. And so we were like, let's just do it. We'll commit. We'll go check it out. By the time the rain poured out, oh my gosh, it filled up.
Yeah.
It was the one night. So they did their little dueling all through the weekend, I think, but it was
Yeah.
the only night they did like the battle of the nights.
It's
And
actually
it was real.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
it
it's
was.
a company called Armored MMA.
Yeah.
And in Nashville, they've got a whole organization in Nashville, Dauntless. And the Dauntless team was there, and then they have others. But they do this in Nashville in a real octagon.
That's crazy.
And I was like, so we got to talk to several of them. I got pictures of them, but there's a guy from Knoxville named Alex.
Yeah, picture from Gatlinburg had somebody.
Gatlinburg had somebody. But when I went and talked to him, he said he wasn't from Gatlinburg. So I think they misstated that. But
Liar.
But Alex from Knoxville, he actually.
You know that was me, right?
That's what I said. I said, "Oh my God, it's Alex
Absolutely
Stokes."
not. There's a guy. He's a blacksmith at UT, and he builds his own armor. If you guys go back to our post about it, he's going to have the blue armor, full beard, but he's got these big silver shoulder pads.
Yeah.
He made all of that.
Wow.
And it included the padded armor. And so we got to talking to him for a little bit. We're going to have him on the show probably in June. He's got a lot going on right now, as do we. But June, we're looking to have him on. But they don't play around. This is real MMA in armor.
Was there any blood?
There was
No,
not. They
they
toned
did.
it down.
So when they started, you saw the ring they built. So they built a.
They built a whole ring that
Yeah.
kids love to play on.
Yes, they do that.
Yes.
But so they had to squeegee it because it was raining. So
Yep.
they had to kind of prepare, make sure safety measures were taken. So the first kind of, I guess, prelims started, and people were leaning on it, but
Yep.
they're throwing these axes. So they started thinking about
Boy, pointing,
Oh,
poking
shit.
at people with the swords and
They're
swinging
gonna
like they're
either
going
get
to hit
smacked by
somebody.
something or
Yeah.
they're going to make
Yeah.
that fall. And so they had to pause and say, "Hey, for safety, I need y'all to get back because we are not liable for
Yeah.
this." And yeah, it was.
But it was funny because the guy that emceed it, he's been doing it for 20 years. He's a
Ben?
competitor.
Oh.
no, Ben, he
No,
didn't
Ben-
love the host.
Ben
I
set
we
up
saw
the whole
Ben-
Ritterfest.
Ben was emceeing Sunday when we were there.
No, this guy that was just doing the announcements for the Armored MMA.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for 20 years. He's a competitor. He's there in armor. But he said, look, we're going to tone it down
Yeah.
versus what we normally do. But afterward, you tell me if you think these guys are taking it easy.
Yeah.
It's not professional wrestling with armor on. It is MMA with armor on. There was
Yeah.
a point where two of these guys agreed to take maces to each other.
Like mace spray?
No, mace, like a hammer with
Oh.
a ball on the end of
Oh.
it. And they tackled each other. They went to the ground and he's literally hitting this dude in the ribs with a medieval mace. Like they were not playing. It
That's
was
wild.
crazy. And our
Oh.
guy from Knoxville, he did win his first bout. He lost his second bout, which was to the guy who'd been doing it for 20 years. But it was really super interesting, and it
That's
makes
cool.
me want to see it on the big scale where they're
Yeah.
not
No.
pulling punches.
I'd like to
But
see that
we've
too.
got a guy in Knoxville to cheer for.
Yeah.
And we're going to have him on the show.
It's me.
It's not you at all. In fact, when me and Kayla came in, we came in through the market area. And then we saw these knights and stuff. We see this huge dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's got his wagon full of his armor
Like,
that
he
he's
looked
pulling
good.
behind him.
Yeah.
And you could tell, like, this is a lot of armor, but this monster dude is walking
Yeah.
through, and that's Alex. Alex is like 6'2", and probably 6 foot wide at the shoulder. Like, he just seemed
Okay,
enormous.
it wasn't me.
But it was fantastic to see this,
Yeah.
and then find out that he actually makes all of his own armor.
That's real. That's wild.
Yeah, it was really impressive to see.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it was the first annual,
Yeah.
because they're
Ben
going to
did a
do this
great job.
again. Ben did do a great job.
Ben did a
well
great
done,
job
Ben.
putting that together. Did you get your picture taken in the guillotine?
Stop.
No, I did,
No.
but I did get my hair
She
braided.
did
I
get
did.
her hair braided.
They
Oh,
only
did
had
you?
hair braiding one day, and I was like, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, and then I did it.
Tell
Yeah.
the story of that lady, though.
Oh gosh, I wish I knew remember her name. I think it started with a K. But she actually, and I hate that I didn't even get her card. I was not prepared for this. The only hair braiding day they had was on Friday. This lady travels around the entire nation to
Well, who
Renaissance
braided my
fairs.
hair on Sunday then?
The homeless guy.
The homeless guy.
Oh, he was a good fellow though.
Yeah, but he had a
Did
good
great
market
job.
going on. Yeah,
Did
it
a
looks.
great
It
job.
still looks good.
Made it
It
kill
does. Yeah, I've been working on it.
Oh gosh, I feel bad. I wish I would have been a little bit more prepared for this, but she kind of went into the story of she has done hair. During these nice spring and summer months, though, she goes to all these Renaissance fairs throughout the nation.
Yeah.
And pretty much lives out, I think, in Crossville area, that direction. And it's just some open land, and her hair braiding at these festivals takes care of
Did
everything.
she have red hair?
She did have red hair.
Yeah.
Her hair was up.
Yeah, we met her and talked to her. She was there Sunday, but she wasn't doing hair braiding.
Oh, okay.
But she
Kinda
had
short
a little
girl?
shop though.
Okay, maybe she was doing something else then.
It could be a different person.
I don't know.
Well,
But
she pays all
'Cause
her
Jenny talked to her
bills
for a long time.
with hair braiding.
Like she's
Oh.
a stylist, but I mean, she does these Renaissance fairs all over the nation. She said some of her favorite places are like
All
out
right.
west, and I mean, she
I'm
makes
quitting
her living
comedy
off
then.
this. Yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna hair braid.
Right? That's what I'm
You
saying.
need hair
I'm in the
braiding.
wrong industry. That she can go to these Renaissance festivals and she pays for her booth,
Alex,
her trip there,
What?
and her bills.
don't forget it's your brother's birthday.
Who?
I didn't.
Did Mom? Mom
I-
mention
I
it?
called-
Mom's watching?
I called my brother first thing this morning. I'm good.
We got him. We're watching.
I took care of that. I called Dax. Happy birthday to my brother. today.
Right? Awesome.
Yeah.
The
Birthday
vampire hunter.
bears.
The vampire hunter.
Dax the vampire hunter.
You catch those vampires. Get that Nicholas Cage.
Vampire hunter, almost a priest. He does a lot of. One of the best musician. Not one of the best.
Your brother?
The best musician I've ever listened to.
Really?
Yeah, he's a little biased though.
No, he's pretty amazing.
But yeah,
He can play anything.
She did a great job. So she braided my hair. It lasted probably about till Sunday because I got kind of gross and sweaty. But yeah, she super talented. I mean, a little slow at first, but she said within the first 2 hours of when I was there, it was a little slow, but then it started picking up. She was about to close up. So the first 2 hours, she broke what her minimum was
Really?
there, and
Everything else is
Profit
I'd say
profit.
so. I mean, Sunday, Jenny and I went Sunday just for an hour or two, and it was
yeah,
crowded.
Yes.
But the bartenders were like, "You should have been here Friday night and yesterday." They're like,
Oh,
"It was
yeah.
insane."
Yeah, it was crazy.
I had to end up getting on a chair at the because they ended up doing the dueling, and so they did almost like a Super Smash Brothers style at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
it's
put,
called
like,
it's called a melee.
Yeah.
Where everybody gets in there and
they
tries to put each other out.
6 of them in there, and I about died because there was one guy in a corner of it, and he looks over at the guy next to him and takes his little axe and just swings it and smacks him in the face.
Wow.
And then there's another set of guys that held him up in a corner and then runs and drop kicks him into that
Yeah.
corner. It was hilarious, but so badass. I was so
That's
it
crazy.
was awesome.
It was
I had a
insane.
blast.
It was one of the coolest things we had seen.
Yep.
And again, thank you, Schultzbrow, for putting that on.
Yeah.
Great idea, Ben. I'm so glad it worked out for you guys because it really was busy
Ben
and
still
fun.
can't play like Sunday. What's the horn called that he had?
The trumpet?
That's more
It's
than
like an
something.
extended
It's like a-
trumpet.
Yeah, but
But he
it's a
can't-
medieval trumpet.
It
but-
sounded terrible.
yeah, oh yeah.
It was really
We
bad.
had it on the
But
show.
I think
Last
he did it-
episode, you can go back
I think
and
he
listen
played
to
it
it.
bad on purpose.
Maybe.
I don't think he had a choice.
I mean, I think I might have done better than that, but no, it was amazing. No,
It
Ben, you
was.
did a great job. But you know what's cool too is not only was that festival his idea, he literally built almost all of
Oh yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And so Jenny and I, we walk in, and they have the guillotine right there, and
Yeah.
Jenny's like, "Oh, you got to get in that." So I do it. She takes a picture of me.
That's the
I
stocks,
get out,
by the way.
and then Ben, huh?
That's called the stocks. Guillotine would have a blade that would drop on you.
True. Okay. I did get my degree
Which is
in
what?
medieval literature.
Yeah,
but
which is
that's-
why you got your hair cut, right? Was that the guillotine that got your hair?
My hair's just falling
Just
out
kidding. Just
by
kidding.
itself. But yeah, Ben came right after that. He was over there playing with it, and I was like, "Hey," and we started talking since he was on our show last week. And then he's like, "Yeah, I built that too." I was like, "Damn,
Wow.
you built
Yeah.
everything."
That is
And that
awesome.
thing was really cool.
No,
So,
it was a great turnout. We had a blast at it.
yeah.
Great job. Can't wait to see what you do.
Yep. Can't wait until
There's a
next year.
reason that Schultzbrow is the number 3 ranked beer garden
Oh,
in
yeah.
the entire country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They do
and they
everything
do
right.
everything right. They also launched 2 beers
Yeah.
that they released just for this that were from medieval times. So they had a rye beer, and then they had this, I can't remember the Grajet or something like that.
It was like a
But
GAR.
I didn't get to have that one. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they didn't have it until the next day.
Tracy
But
said it was awesome.
the rye beer was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even like rye beers, and this one was a smooth, malty amber ale. It was really good.
I stuck with that Schwartz beer.
Can't go wrong with the Schwartz beer.
I'm not a big
I
German
see your
beer
Schwartz is
drinker.
as big as mine.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Spaceballs quotes.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Is that Peter Keka?
Who?
He's a
Oh,
little tall to be Pete,
Yeah, he's tall.
but he looks like Pete.
Who-
Hi, Pete.
Wait, who? Oh no,
we
that's
know.
one of my students.
Oh.
It's my preacher.
Oh.
Awesome.
He's going to be on the show.
Well, Kayla, mind your mouth. There is a preacher coming on. You have to keep yourself in in check.
Preacher. There's a preacher. I told him to come on and promote his church. So
Oh,
Absolutely.
it's funny. So Brad, I've known him for 20-something years.
what's
Yeah,
up? Chris
please.
is a rock star.
Chris?
I am. Thank you.
Who
Say-
typed that?
Oh, AJ.
AJ, my DJ. That's my dude.
That's literally his YouTube name.
Yeah. AJ, my DJ. That's his
Oh,
everything name.
I still haven't met you.
You haven't met him. We can't wait to do some karaoke with you, AJ. Please come out
Chris can't wait
and
to
do
hear
it.
you.
Well, Kayla's gonna
I
be.
can wait.
Kayla cannot
Nothing
wait.
against you.
Yeah, it's not against you. She's not the karaoke fan that we are, AJ, but that's okay. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is what we did yesterday. So,
What did we do?
me and Kayla went up to the Pigeon Forge area, and while
Without
we were,
me?
yeah,
I can't
It was,
believe you
on,
did
it
that.
was on
it
accident.
actually was not a planned thing, but we got up there and
I sold a bed frame.
Yep.
And I had to go out to Kodak.
Oh,
so,
to Kodak. So you.
So we were 10 miles away.
so Kayla says,
That's where his
Iron
church
Forge
is.
opened.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's see if they're open. So we were like 10 miles away. And like, hey, let's go do that. So we drive out to Iron Forge
Yeah.
Brewing. What a great experience. All the way from the parking lot and then the rest of the night. We actually ended up
was
spending so
I
much
have heard
time there.
nothing but incredible stuff about
Yep.
Iron
So they've
Forge.
got 8 beers on tap right now. They've got a lager. They've got a wheat ale.
A Vienna lager.
Don't start me off.
They've got a
with lager.
Vienna lager. They've got
it
an
gets better from
they've got
Double
an
down on
amber
lagers.
lager.
Oh God.
They've got a pale ale.
Okay.
They've got
Now
a
you're hitting
West
me.
Coast IPA,
There we go.
which is probably my favorite West Coast I've ever had.
You
They've
triple
got
lagered me early.
They've got a hazy IPA and an Imperial IPA.
Ooh.
And in 2 weeks, they're gonna have a Russian Imperial Stout on.
Ooh.
Oh my God, we got to taste that. So me and Kayla
I'm
get there.
50% Russian,
we
so
take
that's-
all of the
And I'm
pictures
Imperial.
and
And I'm
just
pretty
got to
stout.
see how beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You are an Imperial Russian Stout, but it was just beautiful all the way through.
Yeah.
And we got great service, but it's got a great view. It's also in the quiet part. Like it's
Yeah.
over next to Apple Barn. You have to go past Apple Barn to get to it.
Yeah.
And they've got this massive spread. It's a freestanding brewery.
Awesome.
They have got cornhole out on the side. They've got this huge patio area with tables much like this and seating.
Yeah.
2 fire pits. That's on the outside, and then inside there's tons of seating. They've got a bar that runs almost the length of the tap room. They've got a projection that's got like a 102
Really?
inch screen
Oh,
showing on
awesome.
the wall, and we got to talk to some of them. And then one of the owners, Audrey,
Aubrey.
came out. He's from Brazil, and he met his partner in Brazil.
Yeah.
And they
His
have
business partner.
his business partner, and all 4 of them, both of them and their wives, moved to Pigeon Forge and opened up this brewery.
They are so nice because we met them at Brew Street Brew Fest.
Yep.
Last year, which
Did
is
you
coming
meet
up
the
in a couple
wives, maybe?
weeks.
It
I
might
think
have
we
been
met
the
their
wives.
wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should be there this year.
Oh,
Right?
sweet. Yeah, that's coming up in just a couple
Yes.
weeks.
I should be there. Right?
Yes.
We're like
Yes.
2 weeks away from Brew Street
Yeah,
Brew
I'm
Fest.
so excited this year to be there.
And it's my birthday.
It's his birthday weekend.
Oh, God.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna drink so much for my birthday of great beer from home brewers and everybody else, but
It is one of my favorite
it
festivals.
really
ever.
has been fun. We've done this twice since I've known you.
I think this time we don't try to do the speed round
No.
in the last hour.
Slow and
I
steady.
mean, we
was
could.
nice.
I mean, that was kind of fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
Mm.
But
80 beers in like an hour.
their beers are fantastic. They're hitting
They
on
are.
all cylinders. And they've only been open today would be 4 days, but they're not open
Yeah.
today. They're closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So they're open
Okay.
Thursday to Monday,
Yeah.
closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. But they've only been open 3 days.
Yeah.
And they're ready for canning. They're ready for expansion. They're ready to do all the things.
That's
They just
awesome.
have to get the traffic in there. They haven't even had their first tourist season yet,
Yeah.
but they're about to. And
Yeah.
I think they're ready for it. They have trained
Yeah, they
their
just
employees.
missed the spring break crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got a full bar.
Those kids can drink.
Yeah.
That's what we were like. That's tourist season is gonna be.
But they've got a full
they're
bar
gonna blow
and
it
a full
out.
restaurant.
And being next to the apple barn, you can't go wrong with that.
Exactly. They're
Yeah.
going to get natural
They're gonna-
exposure from there. But you know how we are. Anytime we go to somewhere new, we're literally like, hey, what breweries are near us? We can slide either way. Make sure he stays in. You can't. I think you're right on the edge of the
We're
camera.
good. I'm
Ah, come on.
No,
Okay.
I'm actually. I'm good. I'm watching.
I got to make a beer run here.
You do.
Oh, it's me.
It is you.
Wait, no, I'm lower.
That's right.
That
You're
means
going to be
that
done
means
first.
I have to go.
You're going to have to go first.
Son of a mother. I'm sorry.
And while you're there, you could also pick up 8 tasters so we can try these 2 beers that were given to us by Union Place.
Yeah, I'll carry all that. That's fun.
Would you need help?
I'm the wrong person to send on this mission. But
You've been given your assignment.
what do you want?
Actually, I'm going to stay with the Scruffy Light.
Did you say namaste?
Yes. Namaste.
Nah, namaste with the Scruffy Light.
Scruffy Light. I don't know what I'm drinking anyways. And then we need
Uncle Drew.
8 tasters.
If you
You're
have a
drinking
taster,
Uncle Drew.
No, I'm getting a juicy. I love their juicy. I will. Just let me do everything.
I'm just.
You're worse than a white.
By the
I
way,
am.
so
You
on
gonna
the
do-
show now we have I'll introduce him.
Awesome.
Really good friend for what? How many years? 20?
Probably 20 years, yeah.
Oh,
20
wow.
years. Brad Stapleton.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Great friends. He moved away for a long time. He's back now, and you can talk about yourself.
It is.
Talk about
I'll be
myself.
right back.
Back and in effect. So,
So you need a Scruffy.
yep.
I'm getting a juicy, and then 8 tasters.
Yes.
Okay.
You gonna stay for some tasters?
Yes, that was
Yeah. We've got 2 sour beers from Urban Artifact. We're gonna try out on the show. But my name's Chris.
Hey, Chris,
Pleasure to
I'm
meet
Brad.
you. This is my wife Kayla.
Hello.
Kayla.
Very nice to meet
And
you.
from what I understand, you're taking Alex's comedy class.
Yeah. We've only had 2 classes, and this is just after 4 hours of classroom, we're already at our first show.
Yeah, been there, done that. It is nerve-wracking and fun. Like, make sure you just enjoy it. I mean, you're not uncomfortable getting up in front of people
Right.
because you do it every Sunday.
Yeah, I've gone in front of people for 20 years. I'm comfortable on the stage, but it's in a totally different environment in a comedy routine than it would be in a sermon. for
Right?
sure.
Exactly. So, of course, I've been doing the podcasting thing for a while, and I'm comfortable talking in front of people. I used to work retail, multi-store, so I'm used to talking to groups of people and stuff like that. That was never a problem. But when you tell me my responsibility is to make these people laugh, so now I've got a job that I'm not sure I'm completely equipped for.
Right.
And it's an art, so it's completely subjective. Like, I could get up and give a speech on how to sell a product. That's objective reality. These are tools I know work.
Right.
But when everybody in the crowd is a different read on
Right,
how they're going
right.
to take the joke,
For sure.
it's all completely subjective to what is funny to somebody, and you can't be taught that.
Exactly. I've gotten to the point where I feel like that some of my jokes are funny to me.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to figure
Like
out
that one.
how it goes to somebody else. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But it has surprised me over the years. There have been times in various presentations, meetings, sermons, whatever that, when I've attempted to get a laugh. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, and I don't know
Let's
why.
nix the 8 glasses. We got 4.
Okay, we'll just reuse them. That's fine.
And then also, there are times when I was not trying to be funny, when everybody laughs.
Yes.
And I've tried to evaluate what is taking place there that created the laugh.
Right.
Probably the hardest laugh I've ever received was I never really comprehended why it was funny.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, that's, again, it's so subjective because I've been with Alex and done his shows, and I MC his shows from time to time, and then I'm doing a little bit of bit there. And there are specific jokes that Alex has in his repertoire that 90% of the time, it's money. You're going to get that laugh out of that crowd. But then there's other times then it's not it's not the joke, it's not the person, it's the audience. And
we're
it
talking about
really,
me. Thank you.
yeah, it really is the audience. You have a moment where you know this joke is going to land. Always has, always will. And
Every
then
time
you
I do
deliver it, and then you don't get that laugh. And I've seen it happen, and then you're like,
Well, I don't know what they're talking about now.
well, we're talking about certain venues and the certain people at those venues, the jokes don't necessarily land because the art is still subjective.
Right.
Funny is funny, but then there's also...
I don't know what it's like to not get a laugh.
Yeah, really? Okay.
It's weird.
Well, you know, like
You're not getting one now.
for me,
I'm not getting paid either.
this is true in any presentation because for me, I have 2 services on Sunday morning, and certain things I say will connect with people in one, and then in the next one it doesn't, and that it has to be presented in different manners based upon the age and demographic of
I was going to say, do you have an older audience and a younger audience? So they switch, like at Sunday school, hey, the younger ones are in this part,
Right.
and the older ones are in this part,
The
and then
older
you
ones
switch.
are the ones that want it dirty. I'm telling you.
That is actually
That's
not
actually
incorrect.
100%
I'm not sure
true.
that's true in the church.
In church, it
is in
probably
bar-
is.
in
They
bars
just don't
and-
want to admit it.
In bars, comedy clubs. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I was doing this show one time in Maynardville at a barbecue joint, and they told me to be clean. So I was like, okay. And the owner of this place, he wears like a bolo tie, cowboy hat. Like, he's like, yeah, we're going to be clean tonight. So I had a table of like 10 90-year-old women in the front row. I'm 5 minutes in, and this woman, she raises her hand. I'm like, why are you raising your hand? But I was like, do you have a question? She's like, when you gonna be dirty? And I was like, well, and I look over at the owner. I was like, do you want me to? And we're going back and forth. He's like, yeah, just go ahead. And so I do some pretty dirty jokes.
That's okay.
5 minutes later, she raises her hand. She's like,
Can we go back
dirty.
to clean?
No, she's
Oh,
like,
dirtier?
she goes, dirtier. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, you asked for it. I did 4 shows there in a row. They kept booking me back. They're like, that was great. And I was like,
How funny.
It is weird, but
you never know.
here's a question I have for our pastor is why? Why are you taking a comedy class? You're already used to talking to these people. You've got this regular audience. What enticed you to do a class involving stand-up comedy?
Well, I've wanted to do it a long time and haven't lived close enough to actually take it, but now that I have the opportunity, I want to because I think that it will be very beneficial in delivery of messages, timing, of presentation skills for, and then maybe, of course, a sermon should not be a stand-up comedy routine, but that maybe twice a month I want to get a good laugh in the middle, and maybe by surprise.
I
told my wife that too. Twice a month, I want a good laugh.
Yeah, she gets a good laugh at least twice a month. I agree with you. I don't think that the whole sermon should be funny.
Right.
You're not up there to do stand-up comedy.
Just 80%
But
of it.
I guarantee the more entertaining it is, the more people will enjoy it,
Very
come
true.
back for it, tell their friends about it to come back for it. Like, this guy's a lot of fun, and you get a good message out of it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that can be done at Bible school with the children, a youth group with the students. There's a lot that can be done in different environments where there would be a lot of latitude for comedic relief.
Yeah. Plus, just the idea of constructing a joke, the whole part that you teach in your class about the construction of the joke would also work with, hey, I'm constructing a sermon, but here's where I want to construct part of that joke. And then you get into some serious stuff, and then you got to lighten it up a little bit again, and you construct the joke again.
Right.
So those techniques of just writing out your sermon are going to be super beneficial as well.
Sure, and it's, I think that one of the things that is really different in comedy and in church life is that we are so conditioned in the church to be very super careful about the wording of things, that so there's no possibility that it would offend someone or hit someone sideways a little bit. And so it's awkward to try to figure out where you can go with just teasing even.
Yeah.
And he goes, if you look, not being cruel, but looking at some of the famous comedians that in the 90s, there were some that everything was just cutting down some group.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you're going to dish it, you have to be able to receive it. I mean,
Absolutely.
and there's plenty of comedians that are doing jokes about church, religion, and pastors and priests. So it's not like that we're exempt from the.
I'll be doing a lot more of that now. Yeah.
So we're not exempt from the art, but it is. It feels strange to do something that has a victim of any kind, like where the joke is making fun of a group, because we're so trained to never offend anyone.
I personally don't subscribe to that. I think both the church and comedians should have the complete openness behind the mic. When you're up there, whether it's telling the joke, it's a joke. Guess what? And everything is free game, in my opinion, because behind the comedic mic, I think there's a reality and a truth that's able to be spoken about in a funny way. Right. So you construct this, and it's okay to poke fun at people and places and things and ideals and stuff like that, as long as it's true with fun.
Yeah.
Now, from the church, on the same thing, comedic wise, but I also feel like if it's the truth, it's the truth. Mm-hmm. And in the church, we know what the truth is. So there's the truth, and I think as long as you're saying the truth, it shouldn't matter if it offends, because honestly,
a lot of times.
Honestly, if it really is the truth, move your feet. You know, if your toes are getting stepped on, you got to move your feet. That's we're trying to affect change in the church, and that's kind of how I feel about that. So
that's the truth.
It is the truth. But I think there's so
refreshing.
many similarities in being behind the mic, whether it's as a minister or whether it's as a comedian.
Right.
As a comedian, it's satirical truth. As a church leader, it's a
eternal truth.
Exactly.
Well,
or even an absolute truth.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? So I've been doing stand-up over 13 years now. I've headlined comedy clubs, theaters, bars, breweries, dive bars, bowling alleys, yoga studios. you name it, I've probably done it. Bowling alleys, like everything. The best review that I've ever gotten in my entire life for a comedy show, I did a 1-hour show at a church, inside the church, probably 3 years ago in Nashville. I got hired for this corporate show. It was inside church. I think it was Valentine's Day. Yeah, it was literally on Valentine's Day.
He's a saint.
I go in, I am Saint Alexander, and so I go in there. I was so scared, and it was like out in the middle of nowhere, Nashville. They had the whole church shows up, and I was like, oh, all right, I got to do an hour, just clean. Best review I've ever had in my entire life.
Really?
Any show I've ever done. You can go on and find it. 5 stars, like, would hire him back every year, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, amazing. And it was weird to me because, I do a lot of corporate shows, and I've done a lot of clean stuff. But usually corporate shows will start out clean and turn out dirty. This one, it was like, nope, you're in a church.
Yeah, you got nowhere to go there.
And I put on one of the best shows of my entire life for a full hour, and I was amazing. But it's weird though, because times have changed a lot since then, and but. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, hey, when are you going to book me at your church? No, I'm just kidding. Seriously. No, I'm just kidding. I'm available Tuesday.
So,
okay, wait.
So do you have a favorite religious joke?
Oh, that's tough.
Oh, gosh. I didn't know he was going to do that.
Oh, I didn't know I was going to do that.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Give me a moment to think about it.
So my favorite one is, what is the difference between a Baptist and a Catholic? The Catholics will wave to you in the liquor store.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites, because I'm like, yeah, we know they're both there.
That's true.
So I grew up Baptist. My mother was originally Catholic.
Are you doing my joke now?
No. And then I grew up Baptist. My wife was also raised Catholic.
See, my first wife, My mom's Russian Orthodox, and my brother. And people are like, "What are you?" And I'm like confused.
Yeah.
I have no idea. What
That's
I
a
am.
that's a good religious joke. Yep.
No, it's not a joke.
I know, but
really confused.
While he's thinking of the joke maybe he likes the most, I'll go
Oh,
and start
we're gonna
trying these.
try beers.
Yeah. So Christopher went out to Union Place
You up
for
to trying the
lunch,
beer?
and our wonderful bartender out there. Well, I didn't
Yeah,
go.
you don't have to-
The wonderful bartender.
You don't
and
have to
manager out
try
there,
beer.
JC.
JC, aka Jeff Kane, one of my best friends. I've known him for years. And while we were out there, he's like, "Hey, I've got a couple of these." The rep brought them by. They're doing a push for these. They're sour beers. If you've never had an Urban Artifact and you like sour beers, you should try Urban Artifact. I can't imagine anybody that likes sour
I was
beers
kidding about you trying a beer, by the way.
that hasn't had Urban Artifact.
Just watch
because-
us try one and be on our show.
and see how it's done.
There's
Try one. So this is a. Did you pour all four of them?
I was asked to pour 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're not in the know with everything.
we'll just pour
Sorry?
3.
So we've got Urban Artifact. It's teak,
Teak.
the tropical one. So on this, of course, this American fruit tart has a 1/7 of pineapple, a 1/5 of pink guava, and 2 key limes in each can.
Well, it smells. I mean, it smells like
The cute little
a beach
wizard on
beer.
it. I want him. Okay.
But
Celery, not celery. Celery.
yes.
Oh, we're
Not
drinking
recommended.
celery?
Yeah, you don't want to keep this in your cellar
So it's-
and let it age
It's
because
a healthy beer?
well, sour beer.
Celery!
There's
Do
no
you have any
celery
hummus?
in it.
We're juicing.
So
I
all
love celery
beers
and hummus.
tend towards souring,
Mm-hmm.
but once they've gone past a certain point, they're terrible. And some people already think sour beers are terrible. I did for a long time, and then I went through this drinking challenge at Union Jack's,
Oh, sorry.
And-
Not
Yeah.
recently.
and I decided I'm going to knock out some of these sour beers because it was on the list. And then I found out there's some that are really good, and I love Urban Artifact. So this is the tropical teak.
Teak indeed. And to our certain any new listeners, I actually have a side video going on Facebook. They
Oh.
don't get better. They don't get the audio, the great, look, good quality audio.
Wait, I don't
They
know
get full
about
video.
this.
Yeah, I just did it.
Set it
Set
up there.
in the corner.
Oh.
If you would like to see the full audio and full video of us, go to YouTube.
Yep,
Over
YouTube.
here.
And you can also find us on Spotify, Google Plus,
Yes.
Apple. All of those.
Did
We're
you-
actually streaming audio on those.
Is that a Temu
Yeah.
thing? I love Temu.
My Temu phone.
You know what's funny?
No, he's
The
talking
stand.
about the
Oh, he's a
stand.
holder,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is my Temu stand.
But you know what's funny? So Jenny and I have ordered a lot. You know, you got Wish out there, but Temu
Temu
is
is
like
a-
a step. Way
It's
step above.
faster
It
and the
is.
quality is better.
Faster,
It's
the
like
quality's
Walmart
better.
versus Target.
It is.
Yeah.
But so Jenny and I were watching TV
Temu's Target.
today.
Yes.
She gets a text from our son in high school, and he's like, "Hey, Mom, have you ever heard of Temu?" And she's like, "Where do you think all these pictures on our wall came from?"
So Temu had a Super Bowl
Temu's
commercial this
awesome.
year.
Did
Yeah,
they
they
really?
did.
Yeah,
did.
they had it.
Hey. I will fully support Temu. They've got great products. I bought that ring. Remember, I dropped in the toilet.
Yep.
Yeah.
That pea coat that I've got,
Mm-hmm.
Temu.
I peed on that coat. Yeah.
No, not the one you peed
Oh,
on.
not that one.
Not
Okay,
the
I'm
one.
trying
Oh,
to
sorry.
Yes.
Thank you,
All right.
guys.
Teak
All right,
from
we-
Urban
we're gonna try
Artifact.
this.
Tropical sour.
Oh, it got warm.
Sorry, you can't try this.
Actually, even warm,
Oh my gosh.
it actually you're getting a lot of those notes.
They are that very pineapple.
very
That key lime's
citrus, yeah.
popping up.
This one
Very
actually
citrusy.
might be better warm. I mean, like you
It's-
get everything from that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
all the citrus. Like it tastes like a key lime
got
pie
some.
with some pineapple in it.
It really does.
Don't worry.
That's what I'm getting. I don't get a lot of the guava, but the guava is probably more of that softening agent in there. But
I got a
that's
lot
really
of
good.
guava on that one.
Zig
That
guava.
is really
Yeah. I like it a lot. I would
Urban Artifact. They've never let us down.
no. So many good breweries in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Mm. That was fantastic.
Speaking of which, we're at Elst. They are doing their April Cigar Social on Thursday.
Yes, this Thursday.
Of course, our good friend
God, I'm gonna
Michael.
miss
Are you a cigar smoker?
No.
Our good friend Michael is hosting it again.
Michael Galligan.
Of course, please, within the next 24 hours, go reserve
Yes.
your spot. You are not obligated, but please let them know what they're doing. It's $15. You get a cigar of the month along with a beer pairing
15.
they're doing. 15.
$15. You
Yeah.
get a
Sound like you
cigar
said 50.
Oh, yeah, no.
no 15.
Yes, 15. Sorry.
Cigar and a beer.
And a beer. And it's a beer. You don't have to get the beer they pair it with. I chose last time not to, but I definitely will take the recommendation. It does kind of good balance with it.
Yep.
But support them for it. It was a great turnout last time. I mean, great people, great crowd. I mean,
Great cigar,
yeah.
great beer. It was a really fun
Did
and
Michael
interesting
dance?
time. Michael did not dance. For those of you that don't know who Michael Galligan is, he's known as Dancing Blue Shirt Guy of UT fame
UT from the UT Kentucky game.
and ESPN.
Oh, he's got
top-
millions
Top 5
all-time
all-time
ESPN views.
ESPN
Yeah.
views on that one video.
What
Yeah.
is his dance experience?
So he teaches.
He teaches.
He
Teaches
used to be,
dance?
he used to be a cheerleader back in the day,
Okay.
and then he also teaches, and then of course
Great
he
guy.
blew up from this. But he is one of my favorite people. He's
Biggest ball of
fantastic.
energy.
Oh,
Such a
yeah,
good
absolutely.
person. Such a good
I actually love to dance myself at salsa dances here in
right,
Australia.
go
Oh
ahead.
yeah!
Oh,
so
I
are you doing the
remember that.
orange hat salsa dancing classes?
I go I usually dance with Salsa Knox.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're at a
I
Champion
forgot you
Ballroom.
did that. Oh
At
my
a
gosh.
Champion Ballroom at off of Paper Mill. It's
How fun.
I totally
a great
forgot that
place
you did
to,
that.
to learn to dance, and the socials are always fun. They're almost every Friday night.
That's
And
awesome.
Really?
Yeah, first,
Right.
second, and third Fridays of every month.
Honey, if you're watching, which I know you're not, but
Christopher,
We're
what
gonna
is
go to
salsa
that.
dancing?
I,
We'll go
I'm,
salsa
I'll
dance.
do swing dancing. I'm more interested in swing dance than salsa myself.
if you want to do that, go to Rod Run in Pigeon Forge. You can swing there all day long.
I'm not talking about being a swinger.
Oh, you're talking about dancing. Oh,
I don't want either.
yeah, they're
Have
having
you even watched swing dance?
there's
Yeah, I've watched Grease.
Rod Run in
It's
Pigeon Forge
literally
is going on
in
right
my
now.
age group.
I've watched
Uh,
Grease. I know
Everybody
what's
my age, that's what they did, and I just didn't.
that's
All
right.
I got my leather jacket and
We
swing
did.
dancing.
No.
We did not swing when we were younger.
Yeah, well, I was an extra in Greece. That was my time. Greece.
Aw.
Like in
When I
middle
was-
school.
When I was in college, one of my classmates was in Greece too when she was a baby, like a little kid. So she's an extra in the movie.
Nice.
And one day in class, it was a cinematography class, and we were talking about the worst movies of all times.
Greece 2 is
And
definitely in that list.
Grease 2 came out, and that with the professor not knowing that she was physically in the movie. So we had a great conversation. She was trying to defend it to no avail.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's terrible.
he was in
It's
Greece.
terrible. I love the original Grease, but the Grease sequel is that and A Knight's Tale.
Oh dear God, we're
So,
doing
okay,
this again.
if you watched our last episode, go
Oh,
watch. If you did
so
not,
funny.
go watch it because
It
this
really
man
is
is very
funny.
passionate about A Knight's Tale.
Oh.
But no joke, we finished that episode and they announced that Schultzbrau's movie night for
I know.
Thursday
I saw
Could be
that.
Knight's
was A
Tale.
Knight's
But-
Tale.
I'm going to say you're wrong on that one, but I'm going to give you credit though on another one.
I'm getting credit.
Yeah, for the first time ever. So Jenny and I paid for
Peacock.
Peacock to
Cocaine
get
Yes.
Cocaine Bear.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
You said you only made it through an hour and turned it off. We made it maybe 37 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like-
I wanted to like
I did
it.
too.
So-
like,
What is that? I mean,
so
I-
it's actually based on a true story about
No.
a drug runner that had all this cocaine, and he
It's
dumps it out of
so
a
bad.
plane along the Appalachian Trail. And this bear, and this is
Like
this
Sharknado's
is
better.
actually a
I've
real
never seen
story that this bear found a broken package of
Hi,
cocaine,
Kyle.
and he sniffed
Kyle,
it out.
Hey, I'm gonna pause you. Kyle sent us stars. Thank you so much,
Kyle Tucker,
Oh.
thank you so much. Again, we appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Kyle.
Those
Hey,
stars.
if you want the full video, go to YouTube. You get the whole view and the better audio. So
Yep.
go check it out.
But
We're
this
not wearing
bear,
clothes on YouTube.
this bear
Better.
sniffs in some cocaine and kind of goes
Yeah, we have
crazy.
pants on under here. Just kidding.
The bear you can now find in a museum in Kentucky, but
Right.
it happened in Georgia.
So
Yeah.
the bear had a rampage.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, oh,
Is
yeah.
this a comedy or a series?
so the movie is
No,
actually
it's-
very
it's
loosely
nothing.
based off of that.
It's so
It's
bad.
directed by Elizabeth Banks, and it is a horror comedy, but it is like there's
Are you supposed to laugh? or is it like
Yeah,
You
you
have
are
to. It's
supposed
so
to laugh.
terrible.
But it's so like I like dumb comedy for
I do
dumb
too.
comedy's sake. Like Dumb and Dumber's one of the funniest movies ever. This isn't even as smart as Dumb and Dumber.
It's horribly written.
Yes.
Like they couldn't even make it funny or gross or dumb.
Or acted
nothing.
well.
Like
I
there
didn't
was
know
like
the direct-
nothing.
And I love Margot Martindale. Like she's hilarious.
There's good acting.
It's
It was
terrible. It's so bad.
Well, and that was
And
the
then-
It's
direct-
not bad in a good way either.
no.
The problem was you didn't really know. Yes, they went into like the excessive like thriller comedy,
Which we
aspect.
expected.
They didn't
80s horror
get close to
vibes.
either one of those.
No, that's
though.
the thing. They would get kind of in a direction of super gory, and then it would steer off into a different
Oh,
direction.
it was
and
But
then,
it was-
horrific.
Yeah, it was even stupid horror comedy. Like here's a bloody leg.
I like
We're gonna
dumb.
throw it up.
I
there
like
from
dumb
off
comedy
cast,
movies. I
yes.
like dumb horror movies. I like the combination of both.
Yep.
This one had nothing.
I wanted to
Zero.
like it so
Yep.
much.
There was nothing at all about this
Yep.
movie that I.
It's terrible. Just
But
terrible.
You know what? If you liked
It's
it,
not
good
even
for you.
watchable.
In the words
Like,
of
not
Charles
even
Barkley,
watch-
horrible.
And it was at
Horrible,
the,
terrible,
and it
terrible.
was at the theaters.
Yeah.
Jenny now.
I can't
almost took
imagine
the kids,
anybody paying to see that. At the
We
theater.
almost did, like 2 weeks ago, and I was so mad. I was like, "We'll pay the $5 for Peacock,"
There you go.
and we already canceled Peacock.
Yeah, we got
I
a
mean,
free
I
trial
do
on
like
it,
Peacock.
so
Yeah.
I
Alright,
got it,
there
I
needs to
got
be a
it during the
movie,
Macy's Day Parade.
in my last town in Virginia, there was these guys that sold meth.
Oh, I know what
And
you're. The Wild Whites of West Virginia. Is that what it is?
It wasn't these guys.
Oh, not that one.
I know those guys.
That's
I
a
know
good
those
show.
guys. Oh, I've seen that show.
Oh.
But these guys were they bought homing pigeons, and they would deliver the meth. The guys who
that's actually kind of smart.
No, I'm actually
these
very
pigeons
interested
would
in this.
deliver the drugs. So if they got caught, they couldn't get. They would say, "We don't know this pigeon." You see what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
yeah.
and even if the pigeon landed right on their doorstep, they said that we don't know. where
It's a
this-
pigeon.
where
What
this,
do I know about a pigeon? I
it had
didn't order
meth tied
this.
to his foot, and it would be right at the doorstep. And even so, the police would have had to have been there at the exact moment.
And all those pigeons
Well,
have
even
been
if
relocated
they would
to
have to be
Gatlinburg
there
now.
at the moment that they opened it, they would have had to been there. Yeah, I mean
That explains.
that's actually a
That-
brilliant plan.
That explains all the pigeons in Gatlinburg that have been relocated from drug deals in
Yes.
Virginia.
So can we get through this gadget?
Yes, let's talk about the gadget. This is
Oh,
a
yeah,
we gotta
raspberry
drink this one.
blackberry.
Very big staple for them.
Yeah, this is one of their flagships.
Yeah. Raspberry and blackberry Midwest fruit
Oh,
tart.
that sounds very good.
Yeah. This one has 1,200 pounds of Oregon raspberries, 1,200 pounds of Oregon blackberries, and 30 grams of vanilla beans per 30 BBL batch.
Oh,
Barrel.
Ooh,
Oh.
God, that smells
It's like-
fantastic.
30 barrel
That's
batch.
it,
So
yes.
that's a lot of fruit and a lot of vanilla too, but oh, you can smell it as soon as you get it to your nose.
These
so.
are the two warmest, best beers I've
Yeah.
ever had in my life.
I think the tartness is what threw me off with how warm
Oh.
Those are good. Oh my gosh.
That vanilla really smooths that out though, doesn't it?
it is. Yes. Well, I hate to do this, Alex. I know you have your show or your class.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know what time that was. I don't know if we knew the.
6.
Okay. So we'll
I gotta get all the equipment.
wrapping up here shortly. Alex, any shows coming up?
Friday night, Casual Pint.
Casual
In
Pint North
North
Shore. Yep. Ninth
Yeah,
anniversary
their ninth
party.
I
anniversary
may drive
party.
a small child out there so we can play
Hold
on
on,
the
I got
patio.
more though.
Yep.
We do also, in the following week, we will be back on before this. Come support Casual Pint North Shore for sure.
Yes.
For one, they've been tremendous about bringing us on. Do this. Come support them. Come support us. Worst case, just make stupid jokes.
Yeah.
Play trivia. It's a Wednesday.
The last one oh yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
Just come out. Just come out.
Yep. It's a lot of fun. Everybody that's ever been to one has just had a blast at it. So come out on the 26th, Wednesday, Casual Pint North Shore. We're going to start at 7 o'clock is the plan. So get out there, put yourself a team together. We do a round of beer trivia, we do a round of comedy trivia, and then we make jokes the rest of the night.
We'd
And
love to do it
that's
for a corporate event or
Yeah.
something.
hilarious.
For
Oh, yeah.
company event.
It's a great
yeah.
team builder event because you have to have these teams that you put together that can create a joke.
Yeah.
And that's a great team building
Oh,
exercise.
for sure.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes.
Also, the 28th,
Oh, yes.
me and one of the top musicians in all of the Southeast, not
He's
just
sweet
Henry
guy.
Bombat.
I haven't got
So,
to hear his music, but I love
Henry
that
and
guy.
I are doing a show at the Hilton downtown at Firefly Lounge. It's going to be the weirdest show I've ever done in my life.
Is
'Cause
it weirdest?
Yes,
We're
Kyle.
both
Yoga
gonna-
studio, I would say.
Usually when I do shows with musicians, it's like
Kyle, if we don't see
I'll
you
go
soon,
up
hopefully
for.
we'll see you at Bruce Street. Kyle Tucker said wants to see
so-
us soon. Sorry.
But usually when I do a show with musicians, I'll like go up for an hour and then they go up for like 2 or 3 hours. This one, we're both going to be on stage at the same time.
That's awesome.
Wait, what?
He's going to be doing comedy. I'm going to be doing music. We're going to be singing comedy.
How fun.
We don't. It's going to be 3 hours from 6 to 9 at the Hilton downtown Firefly
Very
Lounge. It's outside. It's beautiful. Really
Is
cool
it a free
place.
event, though?
Yeah, it's all free.
Oh,
So yeah, come to that one. June 3rd, come see me in West Virginia. The
West
goddamn
Virginia.
brewing company.
Goddamn.
Will Christopher be
Goddamn
with you on that
brewing
one?
company.
You'll be with him on that one, won't you?
What?
Will he be with you on that one?
Maybe.
Hopefully.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we might have a couple more.
Yeah.
booked on that. It's gonna be like a little 3 or 4 day trip. But
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully.
But yes, we will be at Bruce Street. So if
Don't
you're
let
at
that
Bruce
Oh,
dissuade-
Bruce Street.
Don't let that
May
dissuade
6th.
you of
May 5th.
coming out to enjoy Alex's comedy. A lot of times I just take the back seat and I just introduce the comedians.
It's weird when you
So,
sit in the back seat all the way on that long trip, though, because I'm like having to talk to you.
I just don't want my presence to detract people from
That's
coming
when
to
we
hear your
start
comedy.
doing the Japanese filter on the. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I caught that Pokemon
Okay.
today.
No, but we will be at Bruce Street Brewfest on.
All three of us this year.
Yeah.
So very exciting.
And huge thank you to Brad.
Yes, thank you.
Brad,
for
thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Go ahead.
Plug
So-
your church.
plug your
Let's
church
talk
again.
about where you're at.
Yeah. If any Kodak Church located between Food City on Highway 66 and Swaggerty Sausage on the other side. We're right there on the main highway. We're starting a lot of new things. We're relaunching in a lot of manners. We have a lot of new staff, and we're moving into a new denomination. Our church has disaffiliated from United Methodism and is
Okay.
moving into a new Methodist movement. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what happens in the future and to see how we can pick it up. But we've got a lot of exciting things coming up. So come out and visit us Sundays at 9 and 11.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We have our services.
Two
So,
services. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And as always,
Twice as many jokes that I'm going to teach him.
like, share,
I'm just kidding.
subscribe.
Please, you as well, you guys that are watching right now, go over to our YouTube. We can't monetize
Wait,
Facebook.
so we're live on Facebook over there?
Yeah.
We
That's
can't
what it
know
was.
that.
We
But
can't
that was the whole
monetize
point,
Facebook.
Was
So
I gave
confused.
them a little side view
Yep.
just to see, hey,
Look.
this is what you're missing. Come get the better audio and the visual.
If I'd have known that, I'd have been doing
Uh,
more posts this time.
On Facebook, we can't monetize that, and they're also doing away with all the paid events. So we need to get paid to do these things, and either you guys can give us money, or we're going to YouTube
And we
where
missed
we can
talking
monetize.
Look at those guys.
We miss talking to our friends.
We do. We miss you guys.
I can't
chiming
whistle.
In, so move over.
Hey, girl.
Move over to YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and you'll
We're
actually
live on
see
camera right now,
us,
but that's okay.
and get
Good
notified
job.
when we're
We're
going
on
live
Facebook and
on
YouTube, but
You
good
can
job.
see what's under the table.
2 more of my students just walked by.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing under the table right now, guys. But
Those do
Oh, there's
Please.
a lot. There's a lot of.
please, those of you that are watching us on Facebook, we appreciate you. We appreciate all your support over the years. But again, we need a cash flow, and YouTube is willing to provide that, and Facebook is not. So
we need $20,000 by the end of this episode.
you know what? We need
That
our
would
beer
be great,
tab.
too.
What?
Or if you want to just be a sponsor, we'd love to shout you out.
$40 is what we need.
$20 is $20. No, honestly, we just
$3 would be great.
Okay, well, Alex has got to go set things up. So,
And by Alex setting things up, I think it's probably going to be me.
we love you.
Chris
guys.
is going to be setting up my class show.
We
You want to
will
perform? You want to host it?
I thought that's
I'm not paying
that's
you.
Ray's job.
I'm not paying you, but
We will see
Okay, no.
you next Tuesday.
Yeah,
we'll see you later. Thank
See
you,
you
Brad,
next
for being
Tuesday.
on our show
Bye,
today.
everybody.
I'm
That
gonna
was a fun
I'm
one.
gonna go this way. You gonna go that way? Oh, that's rude.
Did you just flip them off?
Nope, it was a love sign.
Is it a love sign? Love you guys. Wait. That's a love song?
No,
Oh.
no, I flipped the camera off.
Oh. Love you too. Wait.
Happy birthday,
Ow.
Alex's brother.
Is it off?
That one is.
That's what she said.
Hold on. I'll get you his ears.
I was sitting here.
Yeah.
I didn't know-
I felt so bad. I was